Good day, everyone. My name is Carl Reman M. Maranan, an Assistant Guidance Counselor at the Guidance Counseling and Health Office College Department, and at the same time, I'm Instructor 3 under the Psychology Department of the College of Arts and Sciences. So for today, we will discuss the topic, the digital self. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to define digital self, know the history and purpose of the internet, know the impact of social media on youth's emotional experience, apply the tips on how to be a responsible digital citizen. A change in technology can alter the way people relate to one another and sometimes even the shape of the self itself. These days, more people are becoming active in using the internet. Indeed, the internet and the different social media applications are of great help for everyone. So now, let's define what is digital self. When we say digital self, it is the persona you use when you are online. Some people maintain one or more online identities that are distinct from their real world or real selves. Others have a single online self that's more or less the same as the one they inhabit in the real world. So when we say digital self, this is your persona. This is your personality na ipinakikita mo in the cyber world. This is your mask that you put kapag nasa online world ka or kapag gumagamit ka ng mga different social media applications. So the digital self, this is your persona when you are online or when you are in the cyberspace. Digital self can also be defined as your mask that we put on to engage the technological world. So physician and psychoanalyst Donald Winnicott once proposed a theory of self which posited that there is true self that is instinctive core of our personality and must be nurtured and realized. This is in contrast sa tinatawag nating false self na kung saan it is created to protect the true self from insult and danger. As what I mentioned earlier, the digital self is your persona. This is your mask. Ito yung ipinakikita mo kapag online ka. So according to Donald Winnicott, we have our true self and then we have our false self. People assume different identities while in cyberspace. People act differently when they are online and offline. We have our real identity and online identity. So that's we called the digital self. So now, let's proceed to the short history of the internet. Kailan ba at papaano ba nagkameron ng internet ngayon, lalong-lalo na sa mga panahong ito na kung saan nakakaranas tayo ng global pandemic at kung makikita natin, very helpful ang internet sa mga panahon ngayon. More people are becoming active in using the internet. The internet started in 1960s as a way of for government researchers to share information. That's according to University System of Georgia. Ang gandang tingnan kasi ang purpose kung bakit ginawa ang internet during the 1960s is para magkameron ng sharing of information. And Tim Berners-Lee, who is an English engineer and computer scientist who invented the World Wide Web in 1989. And the main purpose of the World Wide Web is to conceive and develop to meet the demand for automatic sharing between scientists in the different universities around the world. Kung makikita natin, Ito yung kauna-unahang purpose kung bakit nagkameron ng internet. More on the automatic sharing of ideas, automatic sharing of information, okay, around the universities dito sa iba't ibang bansa. That's the purpose kung bakit or nagkameron tayo ng internet ngayon. And then kung titingnan natin, as of today, ito yung pinaka, sabihin natin, purpose, okay? Or kung bakit mahalaga sa atin ang internet. Number one is research. This includes your personal research on a specific subject. Or di kaya it includes your academic projects, journals, or di kaya thesis na kung saan hindi na natin kailangan pumunta sa malayong lugar, okay, para mag-conduct ng research. And just click sa inyong tablet, cellphone, or di kaya computer or laptop, lalabas na yung hinahanap natin. That's the number one purpose of internet, research. The number two is pleasure. When we say pleasure, it is a source of your entertainment, which includes music, movies, news, and the like. So kapag bored ang isang tao, okay, usually ang ginagawa niya, kukunin si cellphone, bubuksan si laptop or di kaya si tablet, and then magso-surf na yan, okay, sa different social media applications. Because it can give pleasure, okay? It can give satisfaction sa isang tao na gumagamit ng isang applications or di kaya na kanyang smartphone. Third purpose is for business. It monitor customer purchasing trends and interests. Ang dami na ngayon na sumisikat sa online selling, online business, okay? Na kung saan kahit nasa bahay tayo, kahit nasa bahay ka, kahit hindi ka na lumabas ng bahay ninyo, yung business ninyo kahit nasa bahay is kumikita pa rin with the help of the internet. And then last is very important, is communication. It is our ability to communicate more easily and rapidly. Unlike before, na kailangan pa nating sumulat, and then yung sulat na yon is darating sa atin ng 3 days or 5 days or minsan pa nga month or months. So ngayon, with the help of different social media applications, i-connect lang natin sa internet or di kaya sa inyong data, ang bilis ng ihatid ng information. So that's the purpose of internet. Ang dami pang purpose, okay? Pero ito yung top purpose ng ating internet, which is for research, for pleasure, for business, and for communication. So puntahan natin ang digital self around the world. So the following infographics is a product of Digital 2020 reports and was made and published by Hootsuite in January 30, 2020. So the following shows the statistics or numbers of social media users, different social media applications utilized by the netizens, and many more. In 2020, according to Hootsuite, the number of people around the world using the internet has grown to 4.54 billion, an increase of 7% or equivalent to 298 million new users compared to January 2019. So worldwide, there are 3.80 billion social media users in January 30, 2020, with this number increasing by more than 9% or 321 million new users since this time last year. In a global perspective, 5.19 billion people now use mobile phones, with user numbers by 124 million or 2.4%. Makikita natin sa data na to kung ilan yung gumagamit ng social media, ilan ang gumagamit ng mobile phones, at kung makikita natin may increase na nangyayari every year. So meaning, habang tumatagal, is padagdag ng padagdag ang gumagamit ng social media, ng smartphone sa iba't ibang bansa. That's according to Hotsuite. Now, let's proceed the use of mobile apps by category. Data from Global Web Index, as cited in the Hootsuite report, shows that we're using apps in almost every aspect of our lives. Whether it's staying in touch with our family or friends, relaxing on the couch, managing our finances, getting fit, or finding love. Based dito sa data, okay, na kinonduct ng Hootsuite, makikita natin na 89% ng social media users ay merong mga chat applications. And this chat application includes Messenger, WeChat, or Viber. Itong chat applications na to, it can easily communicate. Okay? Nakakatulong ito for our communications. Kaya 89% of the population is merong applications for chat. Followed by 89% then with social networking applications like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We also have applications for entertainment or video applications, which include your YouTube, Netflix, or TED. Nakapag-bored ka, magbukas ka lang ng YouTube, so pwede ka na makinig ng music or manood ng video. And then, which is very popular sa mga kabataan, games, any type. Best example is Mobile Legends, the Call of Duty, Minecraft, or Clash of Clans, which compose of 47%. And then we also have applications for shoppings, which comprise the 66%. Na kung saan, it includes Lazada, Shopee, Amazon, eBay, or Zalora. With that, makikita natin sa baba na hindi lang more on entertainment ang dinadownload ng mga tao na applications. We also have applications like Map, banking apps for your finance or to check the status of your money. We have the dating apps, and last is the health and fitness applications. So kung makikita natin dito sa mga apps na to by category, pinakamalaki pa rin ang chat and the social networking. The last data is the share of time spent in mobile apps by category. So across mobile devices and computers, according to Global Web Index, reports that we now spend an average of 2 hours and 24 minutes per person per day using social media, up by 2 minutes per day since this time last year. So meaning, ang isang tao pala, okay, ay nakakapag-spend ng average of 2 hours and 24 minutes sa isang araw sa kanilang social media or sa different application. And then tayo pa rin mga Pilipino, ang world's most social people with average internet or user 16 to 24, which is spending almost 4 hours per day on a social platforms. Kung makikita natin, mas mataas yung spend nating oras sa social media kaysa dito sa na-conduct ng Hootsuite, which is the 2 hours and 24 minutes. Tayong mga Pilipino, we spend 4 hours per day on social media platform. It's a very different picture at the other end of the scale, though with the internet users in Japan spending an average of just 45 minutes per day using social media. So unlike sa Japan, kung i-compare natin dito sa Pilipinas, 45 minutes lang ang kanilang spending time. Okay? Pagdating sa social media, unlike dito sa atin sa Pilipinas, which is 4 hours per day. So that's according sa research conducted by Hotsuite. So now let's proceed to online communications. So when we say online communications, it refers to ways in which individuals as well as commuters can communicate with each other over a computer network, such as the internet. Online communications meaning tayo ay nakakapag-usap, okay? Nakikita natin yung friends or family natin over the computer, over the cell phone or tablet or kung anong gadgets meron tayo. This way, okay, these online communications include chat rooms, which is very popular, yung messenger natin. Email, okay? Instant messaging, blogs, and social networking sites. That include under the online communications. Under online communications, we have electronic friends. Also known as e-friend, this is a relationship between two individuals taking place exclusively in cyberspace. So with the growing use of digital communication like email, instant messaging apps, okay, there has become a growing incidence of digital relationships. And then the term e-friend is often used to describe this relationship. So let's check nga ang ating social media accounts. Ilang friend meron ka sa Facebook? Ilang followers ka meron sa Instagram or sa Twitter? So ang mga yan is makukonsider natin as electronic friends. Okay? Iba yung friend mo in real life at iba din yung friend mo kapag nasa cyberspace ka. Although pwede mo maging friend yung friend mo in personal sa iyong online or social media, pero meron kang hindi kakilala, okay, example, pero you are considered them as your friend in the survey space, cyberspace, in your online account, right? So that's we call electronic friends or your e-friend, your relationship, okay, na nangyayari sa cyberspace. And then dito din, pumapasok yung tinatawag nating empathic failure or the lack of understanding of another's person feelings, perceptions, and thoughts. In self-psychology, example, a child who wants the attention of his mother on how to operate a new toy, but the mother is busy texting, is mindful of her son. So ito yung tinatawag natin empathic failure. From my example, busy si mother sa pakikipag-text, example, or pakikipagtawagan, example, sa kanyang friends. Tapos, yung kanyang anak ay, example, umiiyak or gusto magpatulong sa kanya, pero busy si mother. Okay? So, kung makikita natin na neglect yung feeling, okay, ng kanyang anak, which is nangangailangan ng tulong yung kanyang anak dahil, example, sabihin natin it's either gutom yung kanyang anak or di kaya nauuhaw yung kanyang anak or may kailangan or something na kailangan yung kanyang anak. Pero dahil busy si mother sa kanyang cellphone, okay, sa kanyang pakikipag-text or pakikipag-usap, nai-ignore yung feeling ng kanyang anak. So that's we call the empathic failure. And dito, kailangan natin magkameron ng boundary, okay, between our online identity and real identity. So that's we call the empathic failure. We also have impression management. When we say impression management, this is a conscious process in which people attempt to influence the perception of their image. They do it by controlling and managing information presented in the social media. In other terms, impression management is the effort or influence other people's perception. Impression management, this is originated by Irving Goffman, which describes a central aspect of role theory on how individual actors create, maintain, and defend, often enhance their social identities through assumptions, settings, props, and scripts. So, sa madaling sabi, when we say impression management, siya ay editing, packaging, and communicating information to control one's images as perceived by others. This is our active self-presentation of a person aiming to enhance his image in the eyes of others. So, example ng impression management is a girl who only shares good things about her boyfriend to her parents, may be trying to present him as a good catch so they can stay together. So based dun sa example, meron isang babae na ang sinasabi niya sa kanyang mga magulang about sa kanyang boyfriend ay magaganda. Okay? Parang gustuhin din siya, okay, yung boyfriend na kanyang magulang. Another example is if a woman spend hours thinking about the right outfit to wear to a party, she may be trying to present herself as beautiful and stylish while looking for a date. Pinag-isipan niya ng ayos kung ano talaga ang kanyang susuotin para ang tingin ng mga tao sa kanya is maganda siya, na? Or attractive siya. So that's we call impression management. So we edit, okay, our information to control our images as perceived by others. Yun nga lang, becoming excessively concerned on others' opinions can cause anxiety and thereby increasing health problems. So the most common types of impression management have to do with self-presentation, and in the business world, the presentation of merchandise. So syempre, sa self-presentation, ito yun na yung na-mention ko kanina, na kung saan, ah kumbaga, when it comes to social media, ipinopost natin kung ano yung maganda about ourselves, di ba? So hindi naman tayo magpo-post ng mga negative about ourselves. So ang pinopost natin or ang pinoportray natin online or in our social media, on our social media account, is yung something positive na kung saan magugustuhan din yon na ibang tao. That's we call self-presentation. When it comes to business, especially in presentation of merchandise, okay? So yung mga businessman, ang ginagawa nila, they are going to present a product in the best light possible. Their job relies on managing the impression of the audience in a specific ways that boost their revenue. So kung mapapansin nyo, kung pupunta kayo sa mall or something, example sa palengke, sa market, so meron doon mga sales lady, example na may isang product, tapos sasabihin na, ganito siya, okay, maganda po ito, nakakaalis po ito ng ganito. So, with that, di ba parang nakukuha nila yung attention natin? Diba? So, that's we called impression management. And we also have impression management when it comes online. Diba? Na kung saan pinapresent natin yung sarili natin in a good way, diba? Para hindi tayo ma-judge, diba? Ng ibang tao. Kaya ang tendency kung ano yung maganda, yun yung ipinopost natin. So that's under the impression management. So puntahan natin ngayon how social media shape youth's emotional experiences. So let's define what is social media. So when we say social media, it refers to websites and applications that are designed to allow people to share content quickly, efficiently, and real time. It is a computer-based technology that facilitates the sharing of ideas, thoughts, and information through the building of virtual networks and community. Ang ganda ng definition ng social media, which is to share content quickly, efficiently, in real time, sharing of ideas, thoughts, and information. Ba? Yun nga lang, minsan naaabuso natin yung paggamit ng social media. And the content includes personal information, we have documents, videos, and photos. Users engage with social media via computer, tablet, or smartphones via web-based software or application. So, ang social media, malaki ang tulong na ito sa atin, especially in communication. So, nabanggit naman natin kanina na one purpose kung bakit may internet is communication. And then with the help of social media, madali na sa atin ipahatid kung ano yung gusto nating sabihin. That's the advantage ng social media. Yun nga lamang, too much time spent scrolling through your social media can result in symptoms of anxiety or depression. So here's how social media can be destructive. Akala lang natin na ang social media ay more on communications, more on sharing of ideas. Yun nga lang, kapag nasobrahan ang paggamit, it can lead to a destructive one. Okay? So, here's how social media can be destructive. Number one is focusing on likes. This is the need to gain likes on social media can cause teens to make choices they would otherwise not make. Okay? Na kung saan, since kakaunti yung like ng isang tao, anong ginagawa niya? Ina-alter niya yung kanyang appearance. They engage in negative behaviors and accepting risky social media challenges. Para maging popular lang siya, okay? Para makapag-gain siya ng like, anong nangyayari? They alter his or her appearance. And at the same time, they engage in accepting risky social media challenges. So, yun yung isang downside ng social media. Meron dito yung tinatawag na fear of missing out, which is we need to like to maintain or remain updated. Ba? Makikita natin ang daming mga challenges na uso ngayon. So, syempre, di ba, ang isang tao minsan ayaw din magpahuli niyan. Gagawa at gagawa din niya ng challenges. Okay? It's either for pleasure, okay, or for popularity. That's focusing on likes. Then we have cyberbullying. Teen girls, according to research in particular, are at risk of cyberbullying. And cyberbullying is associated with depression, anxiety, and elevated risk of suicidal thoughts. Nakikita natin ang daming nababash, okay? Or ang daming basher online. Simpleng pagkakamali, okay? Is bash agad. Or di kaya hindi lang maganda ito sa kanilang paningin, bash agad. Na kung saan itong cyberbullying, okay, it can cause depression dun sa tao, anxiety, or di kaya suicide. Third is making comparisons. It is very difficult to avoid making comparisons. So everything from physical appearance to life circumstances, success ng tao, and failures are under a microscope of social media. Bakit siya may ganito? Bakit ako ganito wala? Okay? Or kakaunti ang friends niya, bakit mas popular siya kaysa sa akin? So that's we call making comparisons. We also have having too many fake friends. Even with privacy setting in place, teens can collect thousands of friends through friends of friends on social media. Ibig sabihin lang nito, ingat tayo sa pag-accept ng friends natin online. Kasi hindi natin alam kung sino ba sila. And then tatandaan, anything posted online should be considered as public, no matter what our privacy setting are. Kahit gaano tayo ka-private na tao in our social media applications, pero meron tayong mga tao na hindi kakilala, okay, na friends, they can make a screen capture dun sa post natin. So ingat tayo sa mga friends na ina-accept natin online. And then less face time. Meaning, social interaction skills require daily practice. Yun nga lang, since online, it is difficult to build empathy and compassion. Dito pumapasok yung tinatawag nating disinhibition effect. When we say disinhibition effect, it is the lack of face-to-face meeting, and it causes people to believe that they're able to express their true self better online than face-to-face. So dito, ito yung mga tao na mas komportable na ipahayag, okay? Or sabihin natin, very vocal sila online kaysa sa personal. Sabihin natin, hindi sila mahiyain kapag nasa online world sila. Tapos pagdating nila, example, in personal life, mahiyain sila. That's we call the disinhibition effect. It causes the people to believe that they can able to express their true self better online kaysa sa face-to-face. And then we have positive and negative impact of social media to youth. So these are the list of the positive and negative impact. On the positive side, it develops social awareness. It is the source of learning and teaching. Na kung saan, sabi ko kanina, you can research online. Diba? Yung ginagawa natin ngayon, which is flexible distance learning. So with the help of social media, okay, Zoom, Google Meet, it can help, okay, to deliver lesson kahit online tayo. It improve your self-confidence, lalo na kapag madami nagko-comment sa iyo na, ay, ang ganda mo, ang gwapo mo, or ang galing mo, keep it up, diba? It improve your self-confidence. It is also your platform to showcase your talent, diba? Diba, madami tayong applications na kung saan pwede kang sumayaw, pwede kang kumanta, pinopost mo yon, diba? It enhance your talent or showcase your talent. It saves time in a sense na example, yung sa mga ating shopping applications like Lazada or Shopee. Hindi mo na kailangan, example, pupunta ng mall or lumabas. So with the help of these applications, kahit nasa bahay ka, darating yung product na gusto mo. It enhances your connectivity. It can be your voice to reason. It's your place for content discovery. And then last, it helps in getting help. On the other side, kung makikita natin, ito naman yung negative impact ng social media. It is a source of anxiety and depression. Especially kapag ang isang tao ay nakafocus doon sa kanyang likes. Diba? Ito yung na-mention ko kanina. Which is prone then sa cyberbullying. And it prevents our independence thinking. Reduce productivity na halip na mag-exercise tayo to do our physical routine. Ano ginagawa natin? Maghapon tayo nasa ating social media. Threat to privacy na kung saan we need to be careful sa information na inilalagay natin sa ating social media accounts. Kasi baka mamaya makuha siya. Okay? It's incredibly addictive. Lalo na kapag nasobrahan na, okay, sabihin natin, maghapon ka na nasa social media mo, ina-update mo siya, it's incredibly addictive. Self-image issues kasi kino-compare mo na ang sarili mo doon sa mga nakikita mo online. The illusion of control and a fear of missing out, which is na-mention kanina, na ayaw nating magpahuli. Gusto natin updated tayo kung ano yung puso. That's we call the fear of missing out. Or we like to remain updated. So these are the negative and impact of social media to the youth. Okay? So now let's proceed on the tips on how to be a responsible digital citizen. So let's define first, what is digital citizenship? So digital citizenship can be defined as your responsible interaction of an online user with his, her, or her digital environment and digital communities. Ibig sabihin nito, Digital citizenship, ito yung kung paano tayo makipag-interact online. Okay? With the digital environment, with the help of the different social media applications. Iba siya dun sa tinatawag nating cyber hygiene, which refers to the procedures taken by the online user to maintain and protect their online computer data and information to prevent theft and online corruption of data. So itong dalawang topic na ito, digital citizenship and cyber hygiene, this is very important. And as a digital citizen, so kailangan nating sundin ang mga ito. Okay? So ano ba yung rules or tips? Okay? Para maging responsible digital citizen tayo. So number one is we need to know the law. Okay? There are sites in the web na kung saan meron siyang age na kailangan. And then most images and work online are protected by copyright. So when you are, example, when you are doing research, okay, we need to have a proper citation dun sa author na kinuha na natin. Okay? So kailangan na dun yung source. And the number two is talk. Tell your parent what you're doing online. Okay? Para masigurado natin, okay, na safe yung mga site na pinupuntahan natin. Friends, okay? Sabi ko kanina, ingat tayo dun sa mga ina-add natin or ina-accept natin online kasi hindi natin sila kakilala. Kung sabihin natin hindi mo naman siya kakilala, okay? So, pwede mong i-ignore yung friend request niya. The number four is privacy. Make sure you need your personal information private. Okay? So, yung mga address ninyo, yung password, ultimong birthday, kung maaari, is yung sa friends nyo lamang, nakakilala nyo siya, ipakita. Okay? Or di kaya, kung gusto nyo, pwede nyo naman siyang i-hide. The reputation is very important then. So, don't post anything you wouldn't want your teachers, family, friends, or di kaya future employers to see. Okay? So tayo ba yung tipo ng estudyante na share lang ng share na kung ano na sa social media? Yes, social media can be your outlet para ilabas mo yung emotions mo. Pero makikita natin on the other side, ito bang paglalabas mo ng iyong saloobin sa social media is makakatulong ba to sa'yo? Okay? So be careful sa mga isineshare natin online. Questions. You cannot believe everything you read and see online. Na meron dapat tayong fact check na tinatawag. Hindi tayo dapat nag-spread ng fake news. Kung sa tingin mo itong article na nabasa mo, medyo alinlangan ka, pumunta ka sa ibang source kung tunay siya o hindi. Diba? So baka naman tayo, nabasa lang natin yung title, share agad tayo without reading the content. Bullying. Tell someone if you think cyberbullying is happening. So, since I am a counselor, okay, merong ganitong mga case akong na-handle, which is sila ay victim of cyberbullying. Okay? So sabi ko nga kanina, screen capture or screenshot is a powerful tool. Kahit sabihin natin hindi mo friend yung tao na yon, with the help of screenshot, ebidensya yon. Diba? So if you know someone, okay, na victim ng cyberbullying, so you can tell your teacher, pwede kang lumapit with your guidance counselor para at least matulungan natin yung victim ng cyberbullying. And then accounts, choose a sensible email address and username. Make sure ang username natin ay sabihin natin, pwede yung username natin ay yung name mismo natin, di ba? Pero yung password, yun talaga yung ingatan natin. So you can choose a password with a combination of numbers, letters, and symbols para maging very strong, okay? Yung iyong account. Manners, this is very, very important. Be polite and respectful at all times. So, ang nangyayari kasi sa atin ngayon, naaabuso natin ang social media. Na kung saan, kung ano-ano yung sinasabi natin, kung ano-ano yung pinopost natin, na hindi natin nakikita, may masasaktan ba ako? Okay? So, dapat doon pa rin yung manners natin tinatawag when it comes to the online world. Kung ano yung manners meron tayo or good manners na meron tayo, okay, in person, so dapat meron din tayong ganung good manners when it comes online. And then unplug. When we say unplug, balance your screen time and green time. Okay? So, ang ibig sabihin nito, dapat doon pa rin yung mga physical routine natin. Exercise, huwag kakalimutan kumain, okay? Matulog, okay lang naman gumamit ng social media application. Yun nga lang, know your limitation. Okay? So, if in doubt, think about and talk it out. So that's digital citizenship and internet safety. So ito, kung isa-summarize natin, ito yung mga sinabi kong tip, papatak siya dito. Before you post, make sure it is true. Okay? Sabi ko kanina, we are not spreading fake news. Tunay ba itong ipinopost natin? Or baka fake news itong pinopost natin? Makakatulong ba ito? Okay? Sa mga friends na makakakita nito sa timeline ko. It is helpful. It is inspiring. It is necessary. Kailangan ko bang i-share or i-post ito? Okay? Or is it kind? Ibig sabihin nito, you need to think before you click. Okay? Na kung saan in this social media, okay, or in the cyberspace, kung makikita na natin ang dami ng negative, ang dami ng toxic, okay? Dadagdag pa ba tayo? So, we need to think before we click. So, before I end my presentation, so let me end this discussion with a quotation. You are responsible for everything you post, and everything you post will be a reflection of you. Kaya sabi ko kanina, be careful what you post in your social media account. And social media, don't use it to impress people, use it to impact people. So, with that, thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or message me. So, thank you so much and have a good day.